so wow, today we have another exciting guest. Her name is Mildred Crump. She is the president of the Newark Municipal Council. I'm so happy to have her because what I always say about people who are out there fighting for us, this is what Mildred Crump has done all the years that I have known her. And I am just so excited to interview her, so I'm hoping that you will agree with me today after you hear her story. Thank you. Have a good day.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mildred Crump. I have the pleasure and privilege of being president of the Newark Municipal Council in the great city of Newark, under the leadership of the greatest mayor in America, in my opinion, Raz J. Baraka.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Maryambey, and as most of you all know by now, I am the host of television. And once again, as I keep on saying, every time I do the show, Council President, I always say, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Because I say that because all of the guests that I bring on, they are all phenomenal people. And I just love it. And so today I'm so excited that you're here and I'm going to introduce you. But before I do, I want to just read to the audience two people who have been very influential to me. And the first one that I'm reading is Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith. And he inspired the name of television through his program, The Answer Is You. And this is what he says. It is being with yourself long enough to make friends with all that you see about yourself. I do mean all. Courage is to risk being authentic. And what that means is that we cannot expect anyone else to love us or to like us if we don't like ourselves. And it's real important for us to take time with ourselves so we can be our authentic self or our real self. The next one is Les Brown, and I'm sure many of you know who Les Brown is. But Les Brown inspired my TV set. When I was looking for how I wanted to set my TV set up, I happened to see Les doing a training, and I said, this is what I'm going to do. So what you see today is the inspiration of Les Brown, and this is what he says from his book, Live Your Dreams. He says, whatever you accomplish in life is a manifestation not so much of what you do, as of what you believe deeply within yourself that you deserve. So what that says to me is that we have to understand ourselves and love ourselves enough to know that what the Creator has put here for us, we deserve it. So just like I deserve to be interviewing great, fantastic people, you have to find out what you deserve so that you can live your purpose as well. So now I'm going to begin with someone I have known for so long. She is a friend that I love very much, and we've had our ups and downs, but we've still loved each other and respected each other. And I'm talking about Miss Mildred Crump, the president of Newark Municipal Council. And Mildred, I want to say to you that I am so excited that you finally came on the show, because you are someone that I have admired for so long, and you know, we go way back, working with campaigns and everything. And you
and yours too.
Oh yes, that's right.
That's
my
right.
Campaign too, right? Yes. And you are someone who have been out in the trenches. And you are not, in my opinion, you are not a politician, you are a public servant.
Thank you.
Because you
Thank
do
you.
things from the heart, okay? So I want to say thank you, and what I also want to say to the audience to let them know that you were the first African-American member of the Newark City Council. Is that correct?
Female.
So I also want to say, if you could just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, first, let me thank you, Marion. I am the kind of person who knows how to get over nonsense. And for that little short period of time when we had our differences of opinion, it never really affected our relationship. We were just doing what we do, and we both did it well, just in different ways. And I love your family. I'm a grandmother through you, and so it's really a privilege for me to be here. At some point in time, I hope someone stops me in the library or at a meeting and asks, what is the real Maryambey like? And the word that I've used more times than you probably recall is fantabulous. She likes to make up words, so I'm fantabulous. Let me tell you this, I was born and reared in Detroit, Michigan, expecting to live there my entire life. My parents were very involved. My dad was a labor leader, and my mother was an officer in the Baptist Convention. So I was kept busy, as were my siblings. The incredible gentleman who saw in me something and asked me to marry him was transferred to New York. And so we got to New York. I must be honest, all of my friends out there who may see this, I did not like New York. Believe it or not, back in the day, Detroit was a hick town. And there were those who were visionary, Malcolm X, who became one of my persons, that I hooked up with, connected to. And when we moved here, I guess the pace of life was much faster. I said to my husband, I'll go back to Detroit and live, and you come home on the weekends. Now, that sounds silly, but there was my husband's best friend had the same situation, and Eloise said, you stay here, and I'll go back to Detroit. And my husband said, as did her husband, no. I am so glad that God did not allow me the opportunity to do something stupid. My life has been an incredible up and down and around people who make the world go round. There's an expression, making the world go round. I got involved in politics through the Board of Ed. I don't think you know that, but
okay.
Because I was a teacher.
Right.
I'm a teacher of the blind.
That's right. That's right.
And I was unhappy at the way the superintendent handled students who had disabilities. I always said, there but for the grace of God go I. And so I became one of those persons who was at the mic every meeting. Yes. This was before your activist time. Yes. I was at the microphone almost every meeting. They hated my guts, I gotta tell you. They really, really did. We subsequently mended fences when they saw that they could do better.
Yes.
And so as I became an activist, somebody said to me, why don't you run for public office? Oh, no, no, no. Finally, they persuaded me. I need to tell you that my sister and I are statistics.
Yes.
We were both presidents of our city councils, municipal councils, at the same time. She in Ohio and me in New Jersey. But I can honestly tell you, the early days prepared me
Yes.
for what I was going to do.
Okay.
And you were a part of that. And so I love you with all of my heart, and nobody can do anything about it.
Thank you, Councilwoman. I feel the same way. So what I was thinking about when you were talking about your activism and everything is this show, too, is going to speak about women in reentry. And I remember you telling me how you, and I think it was Pastor Pam,
Yes,
you were protesting,
yes.
and you guys laid in the streets.
And Sheila, and I can't call her Sheila,
Okay.
the Lieutenant Governor Sheila
Oliver,
Oliver, she
yes.
was also one of those
Okay.
laid out in the street.
Right.
So the bus couldn't go in.
Right, yes. So as you know, today we have a big issue
Yes.
with women in reentry, and we also have another issue with a lot of the brothers and sisters are going to be released within the next maybe week or so, or at least before the
It
year
is.
out.
I do believe November the 5th.
Okay, and we have to get ready,
Yes, we
for
do.
that as well. But in my book, to the audience, I wrote a book. It's called Broken Spirit, Let It Go So You Can Grow. And in that book, I also talk about women in reentry and the issues that women have when they are incarcerated, which are different from the issues that men have when
Absolutely.
they are incarcerated. And a lot of women who are incarcerated have been abused,
Yes.
one way or another. Most of the women that I work with were abused. So now that we have this, people are looking at the issue now about women in reentry. What are some of the things that you think are important for us to help these women that are incarcerated?
Number one, it's so easy to make decisions when you've never been there.
Right.
And I've had many a discussion, I won't say argument, but a discussion about there, but for the grace of God go you. So if someone needs to make an emergency call, if someone needs to go to the ladies' room and it's not their turn, there are all kinds of impediments, and I call them ridiculous rules that are to the second power, ridiculous rules that are on paper, that allow those who are managing programs to do things that are not helpful to women in prison. In my opinion, and I'm certainly hoping that this is going to change under because of the wisdom of you and Pastor Pam and our Lieutenant Governor and Janine LaRue, and also let me add one person, and that is the First Lady of the state of New Jersey.